F1 GP is a racing game for the 3DO, with a lot going for it, except good gameplay. And that's too bad, cause it really does have many good qualities. It features actual F1 teams and drivers, though since this game came out in 1995, they're just a little dated now. It has 16 real-world tracks to race, with time trial, single race, and a full season championship mode. And you have fairly extensive ability to adjust your car's settings, with 3 save slots to store your custom setups. Graphically, the game has its challenges. It's extra pixely, and there can be a lot of pop-up on certain tracks, but the look is sharp, with a decent amount of track detail and generally vibrant colors. And the cars, they look not too good. The tires don't actually seem to be connected to the vehicle in any manner, and they don't even rotate. But the cockpit view is actually quite nice, with a good viewing perspective and a crisp and easy-to-read display. And the actual driving is not too bad, at least when you're doing a time trial and are the only car on the track. The frame rate can be inconsistent. Sometimes it'll be extremely smooth on a long straight, only to get choppy at the next turn. This varies depending on the course and how much trackside detail there is. But the handling is actually pretty good. Your car settings do seem to matter, and you will notice your tires wear down as you rack up the laps, cause you'll feel it in your braking and cornering. There are a couple goofy things, like in some areas, you can cut corners and go over the rumble strip and onto the grass without slowing down, whereas other times your car will spin out if you try to do that. But besides that, your ugly-looking car is quite controllable. Unfortunately, this kinda falls apart once you start racing against other cars. The inconsistent frame rate becomes a lot inconsistentier when there's CPU cars around. And what's more, the controls can get unresponsive. Like here, I was slamming on the brakes for a while, but it did nothing to prevent me from crashing into that other car. The CPU cars also don't have much intelligence, as they just seem to stick to a predetermined line, and will just take you out if you happen to be in a spot they want to go. Sometimes, though, you'll get lucky and simply pass right through a CPU car without incident. The computer-controlled vehicles do seem to have magical teleportation powers, however, as sometimes you'll see the cars just disappear in front of you and end up farther down the track. It's really too bad the game doesn't hold up in a competitive race, because it's got many good attributes. One saving grace, however, are the pit stops. Here you can, of course, refuel and change your tires, but the best part is this guy. Oh yeah, creepy pit stop guy. I love how he just pops up out of nowhere and doesn't do anything except glare at you. And then as quickly as he came, he slips back into a secret lair under the asphalt. Okay, I know he's just working the front jack for the pit crew, but still. Creepy pit stop guy from F1 GP is one of my favorite video game characters of all time, and he really should appear in more games. Anyway, F1 GP on the 3DO is not without its merits, but when a racing game turns into a sloppy and frustrating experience when competing against other cars, that's kind of a deal breaker. Unless you just want to run time trials, and then it's okay. Anyway, I'm gonna run a few more races here, so I better get to qualifying. Qualifying.
Hey, I found your duck. I'm gonna keep him.